Welcome to Sacrilegious Discourse.
I'm husband.
And I'm wife.
Together, we're reading the Bible for the very first time.
We grew up without religion and wanted to know what all the fuss was about.
Well, what have we learned so far?
That God is a dick, and apparently some people believe in talking donkeys?
We're not trying to pass ourselves off as experts.
Nope, we're just reading the Bible for the first time and giving our first take reaction.
If you'd like to join us in this venture, you might consider starting at episode 1.
Otherwise, jump in wherever you like.
All right, let's go read the Bible.
Yeah, let's get to it.
Hey wife, did you know that Anchor is sponsoring our show?
Really? Don't we use Anchor to distribute our podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts?
Yeah, and we are on just about every other platform available as well, thanks to them.
Why do we use Anchor as our podcasting service?
Well, they make editing and distributing our show a breeze.
What if one of our listeners wants to start their own podcast?
Then they should head over to anchor.fm or download the app to get started.
Awesome! You guys should go do that right now! Husband!
Wife!
Do you know what the hell we're doing?
We are doing a Q&A.
It's a Q&A Saturday, but on Sunday because I was sick and had my tooth pulled out.
Right.
Yeah.
So, what are we going over today exactly? Because it's been a few days and I don't really recall exactly
well, we
what we're
didn't
doing.
have a lot of questions. What we are going to talk about is poop.
We're going to talk about shit, huh?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Sound good?
That sounds great.
Okay,
well, let's go do this.
let's go talk about poop.
Wait, what chapters are we going over?
Hold on. Let me think. I have to use my brain. Hold on. It's 2 Kings chapters 11. No. What?
Isn't it 6 through 10?
Yeah, 6 through 10. That's
Okay.
what I said.
All right.
6 through 10.
Great. Let's do this.
I forgot where I was.
Yeah.
Hey wife, do you like coffee in the morning?
I sure do, husband. Morning, noon, night. Which reminds me, I need to add that to our grocery list because we're running low.
Wait, before you do that, check out the website ungodlybrew.com where you can purchase a pound of your favorite flavor of coffee.
What if I want more than 1 pound?
Either order a larger amount, or better yet, get 10% off by setting up a subscription for every 2 weeks, or a month, or whatever works for you.
Did you set up something special for our listeners?
You know I did. Exclusive for our listeners, get an additional 10% off subscriptions by entering the code SACRILEGIOUSCOFFEE at checkout.
That's a hellishly good deal.
Ungodly Brew is hellishly good coffee.
Okay, so we are here talking about poop.
Poop.
Specifically, bird poop.
Bird poop.
Dove dung.
Oh, and the inflation value of such dove dung.
Dung dong.
Dove dung.
Do doves have dongs?
I probably. I mean, they gotta, get it on somehow.
Do they?
I mean,
Okay, so I know that
hypothetically,
they
yeah.
drop eggs, but maybe do the eggs get fertilized outside
Look,
of them?
I'm not a fucking zoologist, right?
Yeah.
I'm not a zoologist. I don't know how fucking doves get it on. So
I don't either.
I don't know how to answer that question.
Well, you're the one that said it, so...
I did say it, but I don't know anything about it.
Okay, so listen.
I'm listening.
Do you remember that time when there was inflation because there was this big famine? And so they were doing things like eating their children and the price of
Dove dung?
Dove dung, and also the heads of donkeys, donkey heads.
Donkey heads? I don't remember that.
Yeah. The price of donkey heads went like shooting through the roof.
I mean, donkey heads are pretty sweet.
So
Balaam wanted to chop off his donkey's head.
Yeah, he sure did.
He should have kept it for a few years, and he would have got a real pretty penny.
He would have had a good price. Right? So let me tell you about the donkey head real quick before we talk about the bird poop.
Okay, definitely.
So the fact that they were like, oh my God, can you believe the price of the donkey head?
Fucking donkey head.
That is actually saying a lot because the donkey head is the least meaty portion of the body of the animal.
Okay.
So the fact that even that was shooting through the roof shows you how fucking starvacious these people were.
Right.
In addition to the fact that, oh my God, they were eating their kids, their children.
Yeah. No, I mean, sucks when you got to eat your kids,
I hate it when that happens.
Life is not good at that point.
So, but that's just like to tell you exactly how ridiculously high inflation was.
Right.
Okay.
It was real fucking high.
Right. Also, it's worth pointing out before I get to the bird poop.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's worth pointing out that we've talked about people sacrificing their children before.
Yeah.
But that is different from these people eating their children. Because before, when they were sacrificing their children, it was them giving up something to God that was the closest to them, the most precious item to them.
Or they walked out the wrong door at the wrong door at the wrong time.
What?
Don't you remember that soldier that went home and like, I will sacrifice the first thing that walks out the door?
And it was his daughter.
Right.
Yeah. But the thing is, again, that had to do with giving something to God that was precious to them for whatever reason. Okay.
Yeah.
This is a very selfish, self-centered thing that they weren't doing this for God. They were specifically doing this because they were hungry.
Okay.
And not expecting any kind of prize from God for it.
Well, I also recall that at some point back when Moses was still around, God was like, you guys, when you stray from me, you'll end up eating your kids.
Exactly.
And that's where, Christians get their atheist eat baby shit.
Yeah.
So.
Which is funny because it's like, no, actually it was your own people. You guys were eating your babies.
Well, I mean,
you people were
to be
starving.
fair, in the realm of the story that they're telling, these people are not very religious, quote unquote.
No, but
they don't really give a fuck. They're like, who's feeding me today?
No, but when they say, like, you atheists you eat babies, it's like, no, actually, if you want to get right down to it, you fucking pre-Christian, pre-Jewish, like, whatever the fuck you were, your religion, you people were eating your babies.
Right,
okay?
right, yeah.
Whatever gods you were believing in and praising, you were eating your babies.
Right.
We were not.
Right.
We weren't there because we didn't believe in God.
Right.
We were never eating babies.
Right. That's
true. All I'm saying.
That's true. Yeah.
So that would be
these were
my
definitely
argument.
At least sort of believers at the very least.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that would be my argument. How dare you fucking say atheists eat babies?
Right.
God believers ate babies.
Who's the last atheist you knew who ate a baby?
I don't know anybody of any persuasion that ate a baby. Nobody.
Okay.
Nobody.
I mean, other than the ones they're talking about in the Bible.
Well, I don't know them personally either.
Nor do I.
I mean, I don't really care to because they kind of suck.
Yeah.
All right. So we've dilly-dallied enough. Let's get to the bird poop.
The bird poop.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there are several different interpretations of what the actual dove dung might have been.
Wait, it's not dove dung?
Most people think, it was probably dove dung.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bird poop. Also, interpretations get mixed up as to whether they're doves or pigeons because they're used synonymously even today.
I mean, it says it was the dove that gave a shit, but
in that in that particular interpretation, yes, it said dove, but oftentimes people will replace the word dove with pigeon. Apparently, they're kind of synonymous. I don't know enough about birds to argue that matter.
Okay.
I guess they belong to the same family at the very least.
Sure.
I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
But anyway, most people are like, I was probably dove poop.
Right.
Okay. Bird poop.
Right.
But the reason that it was so high in price was that in addition to being used as potentially food because they were fucking starving.
Yeah.
They might have been digging through the poop to find something to eat.
Yeah.
Or using it as fertilizer, which we'll get back to that in a minute.
And you might find some seeds and shit in there.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Yeah. Exactly. It was also used as fuel or as a salt substitute.
Yeah. Salt substitute.
I mean, I would guess
I have never salty, read. I don't think Martha Stewart ever covered that shit.
No. No. But also some people say that it might have referred to a bulbous plant similar to a wild onion, which was edible after boiling or roasting. So it wasn't actually bird poop. It was a word that
was
actually this other plant. And then toward that end, it might have been some type of pea or bean pod.
If we can't even agree whether it's onions or fucking bird poop, like, how do we trust the rest of the Bible?
Exactly.
As to what the fucking translation
it was
says?
Either a bean pod, a pea, a wild onion, or bird poop.
Right.
We don't
one
fucking
of those.
know.
We just don't know which one.
Okay, but now, having said all of that, we're going to talk about bird poop.
We're talking about bird poop here.
Okay. This stinky substance, referred to as bird guano, like bat guano, was sailed around the world during the 19th century to be sold as the principal agricultural fertilizer in the United States.
Really? Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Very interesting.
So it was fetching a pretty penny for fertilizer back then.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I said 19th century, so we're talking 1800s.
Right.
Okay.
Right, yeah.
Okay. So laborers, the majority being Chinese indentured servants, would mine the guano, which was grueling and dangerous work, obviously.
Okay.
And as the guano dust filled the air with ammonia, both miners and the sailors who then sailed it were vulnerable to the toxic, suffocating fumes. So it was very dangerous and sickly work.
That's complete dove shit.
Oh my God. You're an idiot. Okay, furthermore, did you know that there is a legislative act for guano on the books in the United States?
Did not know that, no.
In 1856, the U.S. government passed the Guano Islands Act, which allowed any unclaimed or unoccupied islands containing guano to be annexed.
Oh,
right?
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
This act was originally intended for Americans to acquire their own guano islands.
Yeah.
As was one of the founding acts of American imperialism.
Interesting.
Right?
Yeah.
Other guano islands were found in the Caribbean, such as Navassa Island, and some in the Pacific, including Baker and Jarvis Islands.
Okay.
Although none compared to the Peruvian guano, which was
compares to
top
the
notch.
I mean, Peruvian guano.
It was top notch.
Definitely the best. I mean, that's what I hear anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Peruvian guano is definitely top notch.
There was also an island off of Papua New Guinea called Goodenough.
Yeah.
Goodenough Island. Literally. It was named after the dude who laid claim to having discovered it, although it was called something else local to the island, to the locals before Mr. Goodenough, Colonel Goodenough.
His name was fucking
Admiral
Goodenough?
His last name was Goodenough. One word.
What a fucking
Goodenough.
Stupid last name.
Give it to that guy. He's good enough.
Right.
Yeah. So that is what I have brought to the table today.
Okay.
For bird
So
dung.
what you're saying is you brought shit to the table.
I brought shit to the table and it tasted good.
I don't know about that.
But it was worth a lot.
I mean, back then, yeah. I wouldn't pay shit for shit.
I wouldn't pay shit for shit, but I'm telling you what, it is still used as fertilizer to this day.
Okay.
So there's that.
Yeah. Awesome. So that was our Q&A for chapters 6 through 10
of Second Kings.
I think maybe we are putting off our
sacrilegious book club
until maybe later in the week because we had some, things, some shit happen.
Yeah. Well, I had an abscess tooth pulled and they had to break it up and they popped my jaw and I couldn't talk and I was in pain and basically wanted to die.
Yeah, so that's why we didn't record that episode.
And that's why this is late. It's coming on Sunday instead of Saturday.
So, after today, you can look forward to our next chapter of 2 Kings, which I think we're on
11? 11.
So
that sounds right.
Yeah, we're going to go with that for now. And otherwise, I totally botched this whole episode.
If it's not 11...
And if I did botch this whole episode, I'm sorry. We kind of suck today.
Okay, if it's not 11, it's 16. Okay? That's just a fact.
That is definitely a fact. Yes.
That is a fact. If it's not 11, it's 16.
That is
so
true.
You know where we are. You need to be paying better attention.
All right.
That's all.
That's all we got for today. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, wife, I guess that's the end?
But husband, that's just sad.
It doesn't have to be. We are on lots of social media platforms like Twitter. Our handle there is sacrilegious_D.
For D's nuts.
Oh my God. Stop doing that. Anyway, we're also on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. There's a link to all of our social media sites at our website.
Ooh, we have a website?
Yeah, it's sacrilegiousdiscourse.com, where you can also find a link to our merch shop.
We have a merch shop?
Yep, we have podcast-themed clothing, mugs, notebooks, and more, as well as an atheist and science-themed products.
Wow, our fans should really go check that out right now.
Definitely. They can get in touch with us by sending an email to sacrilegiousdiscourse@gmail.com. But before they do that, we could really use some help.
Oh yeah? With what?
Well, it's not free running the podcast, and we need some financial support in order to get better equipment, which will free up time so we can concentrate on our podcast and our fans.
Okay, so what should they do?
Head over to patreon.com/sacrilegiousdiscourse and sign up as a contributor on our podcast. Supporters there receive additional bi-weekly episodes that we record just for our Patreon members for as little as $2 a month.
Also, we'd really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe on whatever platform you're using.
And Apple Podcast reviews help us out tremendously.
Like and subscribe. Leave an Apple review. Join us on Twitter. Support us on Patreon. That's a lot of instructions. Don't forget to say thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, bye.